Stay connected. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.
Hopefully this sound system's going to hold up. Hi, Paula. Can everyone hear me okay? All right. Thank you all for being here. My name is Dr. Marty Stallone. I'm the President and CEO of Cayuga Health, and it's my distinct pleasure to wish you good morning and welcome you to the groundbreaking for the new Cayuga Park. And I think it's reasonable to give a little applause for that. Before I get started, there's several distinguished visitors I want to recognize and acknowledge. First, representing the city of Ithaca, the 5th Ward Common Council Alderwoman Laura Lewis. Thank you for being here and representing the city. Representing Assemblywoman Anna Callis, Stacy Demas. Thank you. We can tease him when he shows up. I think he's on his way, but not here yet. New York State Senator Tom O'Mara will be here momentarily. The Cayuga Health System board members who are supportive of this project, thank you very much. The Cayuga Health System Foundation board members who are the charitable arm for our health system, thank you as well. Many of you are in attendance. Thank you. And various other Cayuga Health System employees and physicians and stakeholders, thank you all for coming and attending today's groundbreaking. I was just reflecting the importance of having a strong local healthcare system right in our community was never more evident than it was when the pandemic hit our community early last year. During that time, I trust this community saw the heart and the courage of Cayuga Health System. Our doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers stepped up to the plate to serve this community, and they did so heroically. We all saw the absolute best in our community. With local collaboration, can you guys hear me okay? Yeah. With local collaboration, mutual support, and cooperative action that made Ithaca, Tompkins County, and the surrounding area a model for the state and the country. That same health system is responsible for this Cayuga Health project. That same health system, from its board leadership, through its administration, to its physicians, nurses, and healthcare workers, and every caregiver who renders the wonderful care that we do, is going to make this project an amazing resource for this community and surrounding areas. Our philosophy when we deliver care is that we're caring for our families, friends, and loved ones. And our objective is to do this locally and conveniently. We do not ask our patients to drive more than an hour for safe, high-quality, and convenient care. We do that right here. We do that because it's our mission. We do it because we ourselves are occasionally patients and demand high-quality local health care that is convenient. We do it because as a community, we want to maintain the many benefits of locally convenient, high-quality health care that was so obviously necessary during the pandemic. And so this development reflects an important step for our health system to improve access to the wonderful clinical services that we offer to the city of Ithaca, Tompkins County, and the region. And I'll note that some of the attendees walked from their homes to this location, and that is the idea that we're trying to accomplish. Now, I can't control the wind, but we did choose a couple of minutes that weren't raining, so I think we'll take that. Cayuga Health System's part of this project involves a state-of-the-art, 5-story, 60,000-plus square foot facility, whose renderings you can see behind you, and I encourage you to take a look at them. We're looking to add some key services that include primary care that, importantly, provides open access for Medicaid patients within walking distance to where the greatest number of patients enrolled in Medicaid plans exist in the community. Immediate care for walk-in issues that are non-emergent. Various specialty services that will include services that are highly demanded from the community. We're going to move our women's health practice to the new Cayuga Park Medical Office Building. And there will be imaging and lab services on site to support the various practices. And much more to be determined, and many of the people here are working out those details as we speak. Cayuga Health System has always viewed this as an important development project as the gateway into the city from the north. And this project, this asset, will be a community asset that will benefit our entire community for generations to come. A true community investment. This project was impressively 4 years in the making, and thanks to the support of many, we're now at the point where we're actively beginning. I'd like to recognize a couple of those individuals now. On the City of Ithaca side, Mayor Savante Myrick, who couldn't be here today, as well as the planning department of the city and the Common Council were instrumental in making this work. Our developer, Park Grove Realty, was instrumental and a valued partner. Our selected contractor, the DeMarco Group, we're very proud to have building these facilities. Our architects, Holt Architect, Paul Levesque and his team were wonderful. The Ithaca Community Gardens, you are an important part of this project. We are so very pleased that we were able to come to mutual agreement and make this happen together. New York State Representatives, Senator Tom O'Mara and Assemblywoman Anna Kellis, as well as the Tompkins County government, from the administration to the legislature, and so many more. And I could go on naming names, but we have this big pile of dirt to move here, and then they told me it's only this one, so we'll get going. But at this time, I'd like to point out and ask our chairman of the board, Tom Lavigny, to come up and say some words, and then we'll soon after that get going with the ceremonial groundbreaking. Tom?
Thank you, Marty. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to have you here, and thank you for being here. As Marty said, my name is Tom Lavigny. I'm the chair of the Cayuga Health System this year, and it's always a hard job to follow Marty, and unfortunately, I always get to follow Marty. So if I repeat things, I'm sorry about that. But as Dr. Stallone has said, Cayuga Health System is Ithaca's community healthcare organization. And our commitment is to providing the highest quality health care that we possibly can to our community. And I think this was really evidenced very well over the last year with our response to the COVID-19 pandemic. If you followed us in the newspapers at all, you noticed that we were at the highest level of state organizations and sometimes national organizations in our response to our testing and to our vaccines and all of the other things that we did, not the least of which was sending people to New York City to help out down there, and then gaining knowledge from them when they came back to our community. Our organization has been talking about this bringing healthcare, a better healthcare facility to downtown Ithaca for over 20 years. And we've been looking at trying to put together the right services, as Marty has talked about, and the right facility. And this seems to be it. Carpenter Park came available over 4.5 years ago, and that's how long we've been working on this project, 4.5 years. That's a long time, but I think it's come to a great facility and program for the community. So this will allow us to expand our services, and it also gives us the opportunity to support the rest of the project, which we think is going to be transitional for this area of town. Cayuga Medical Center building is only the first phase of this. Then we've got housing, both affordable and market rate housing, as well as retail to support all of this. So we're proud of what that has done. And as Dr. Stallone has mentioned, this will truly become the gateway to the city of Ithaca from the north, and we're very proud of that. Another key element to this is the agreement that we have with the community gardens, and we feel that this project was the catalyst for the gardens to become a permanent fixture in the city of Ithaca in the location that we have. If this project didn't come along when it did, people don't know this, but they only had a year-to-year lease with the city. But because of our project and the way we've worked everything out with the city and the gardens, they now have pretty much a permanent location there, as well as many new improvements that are incorporated in our project, such as new fencing and water accessibility for the gardeners and many other small things that are involved with this project. So we're proud of the relationship that we have with the Gardens, and we thank them for coming along with us on this project. We've worked with other local developers to assure that all of the projects in this area meet the needs of the city and are complementary of each other so that things work out very well. So lastly, what I would like to do is thank a few key individuals. I don't see Gary Ferguson here, but Gary, many of you know Gary as the Executive Director of the Downtown Ithaca Alliance. But Gary has also been a former member of the Cayuga Health Center Board, and he has been a very strong supporter of this project along the way. I'd like to thank Jennifer Tavares. Jennifer, please raise your hand. Jennifer. Jennifer is the Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce, and she has been very helpful to us with the Chamber support. And last for me, but not least, is Heather McDaniel. Heather is the Executive Director of the Ithaca Area Economic Development Corporation, and she has been what I would say a great advisor and counselor to us. She is behind the scenes most of the time, but sometimes she's out front, as you all know. She points us in the right direction. She helps us with applications to funding, and she just knows who to speak to and when to speak to. She's been very, very helpful to us up until this point, and I hope you continue with that role. Thank you. Thank you very much. And he's not here today, and I wasn't planning on speaking about this, but I'd like to thank John Rudd. John Rudd is the former CEO of the Cayuga Health System, and if it wasn't for John's leadership early on this project 4.5 years ago, we may not be here today. And Marty has taken the torch, just done wonders with it. But John was the one who got this started and did a great job in bringing the board along and the staff and everything else. So we want to thank John too. And at this time, what I'd like to do is I'd like to turn it over to our developer. He is a principal of Park Grove Realty, and Park Grove has done numerous projects, 3 projects to be exact, here in Ithaca over the last 5 years. They're great projects. They have projects in Rochester, Buffalo, Durham, North Carolina, and in New Jersey, and they're doing great. They're a young company that is up and coming and has done a great job. So I'd like to introduce Andy Bodewes.
Well, first of all, thank you all for coming. We really did get, I think Marty was the one that ordered up the dry weather here. So thank you, Dr. Stallone, for the weather as well. But in all seriousness, really, thank you for coming. It's an incredible day here. And I want to be as brief as I can, but I want to acknowledge initially the leadership of Cayuga Medical Center for this community and taking the chance to buy this site, make this project happen, and recognizing the need to really create something really unique here on this property. This property sat here for 70 years undeveloped, and if you just look around and you think, how is it possible that a property of over 8+ acres could sit that long? Well, clearly there's a lot of challenges to it, but there's also, where there's challenges, opportunity, and Cayuga Med from the beginning recognized those opportunities, and we really appreciate you having Dr. Stallone and Cayuga Med the confidence in us as Park Grove to choose us as your developer to help make this happen. So thank you very much. I also want to recognize the city's leadership in making this whole project possible, because at the same time Cayuga Med was considering to work with us and to redevelop this site, the city was finalizing a rezoning to create the opportunity for economic development on the waterfront. And the mayor, Mayor Myrick, and councilperson Laura Lewis is here, and the rest of the council deserves credit for their leadership in recognizing the need to transform this waterfront into something really vibrant. And so thank you to the city. And I want to piggyback on all the other appreciations and thank yous that both Dr. Stallone and Tom Levigny just I want to reiterate all those because there's some really key players here, and without naming them all again, but all those folks were involved. It wouldn't be possible without these. So it's I think we started. Park Grove started this 4.5 years ago. We started working on this, and I was in a recent meeting with the mayor, and he reminded me that 4.5 years ago my hair wasn't quite so white. So that tells you how what a long journey it's been. But it's a type of journey that's not possible without a collaborative effort, and truly has been a very collaborative effort with everyone involved. Just overall, in terms of the development, this is an exciting day because it kicks off the medical office building, but there's a much broader development here that is exciting. The connectability that this project creates with the rest of the city. This site, as we look out today, and we look to the east and you see Route 13, there was no connection for years to Route 13 on this big site, and now we're going to connect this huge site to Route 13 and the rest of the city. And we're going to create a really vibrant neighborhood that connects to the other neighborhoods within the city. So we're really excited about what that does for the city, transforms the gateway into the city into something exciting. After the medical office building, we're really excited about the fact that we have a mixed-use building with market-rate luxury apartments that will sit up top, ground floor retail. And I think most importantly, and perhaps makes our project most unique, is that we also have a fully affordable component of the project that I don't think there's been another development of this scale of recent past in the city of Ithaca with market rate housing where developers included a significant portion of the project exclusively for affordable housing. And we're really excited about the fact that we have a 42 apartment home building that will be serving lower income families here in Ithaca, and I want to thank the Ithaca Community Housing Development Fund for their role in that effort. We started talking to the city very early about what they wanted to see on this site, and one of the things that Mayor Myrick and other city leaders made clear to us was they wanted to see affordable housing, and so we worked hard to make the affordable housing a part of it, and we could not have gotten to that point without the Community Housing Development Fund, which is the consortium of the county, the city, and Cornell, and their effort to create affordable housing in this community. So with their support and their willingness to put $300,000 in grant money behind our project, we were able to secure state resources as well. And so we'll be starting that component of the project in the fall, and we think it's a really, really important component of this overall project. So in addition, I want to thank Marty Hiller and the rest of the Ithaca Community Gardens. We're really excited about the gardens being an overall part of our development. Not many other projects can say they have that component as well. I think it adds great value to the overall development. So thank you for all the work we've done together. We look forward to finalizing our agreement and getting started on your work as well in the very near future. I just think that it's such an exciting kickoff, and I guess in closing, again, thanks to everyone for being here, and thanks for all your effort to support us. I want to turn it over to our partner, and in introducing our partner, I want to say that when we took this project on, we recognized that there were some serious challenges with this project, and that it's not only a large project with a lot of diverse aspects to it, but the site is particularly challenging. There's a lot of difficult components to it, the connection to Route 13, the traffic, the infrastructure, the soils, and we thought for us as a new company, we needed somebody with a lot of experience and a lot of ability and a diverse amount of experience, both in development and in construction and in commercial leasing. And so the first partner we thought of is somebody we've worked with for a long, long time, we've got a long track record with, and had a great relationship with for a lot of years. And so we reached out to the DeMarco Group out of Rochester, and it's my pleasure to introduce John DeMarco II, who is the President and Chief Operating Officer of the DeMarco Group. And we're really pleased that DeMarco is our partner on this project.
Well, thank you all for coming. This is an amazing group of people for a groundbreaking. Always enjoy listening
level of excitement for a project. So thanks to the Cayuga Health and Park Road for involving us in this project. I'm president of DeMarco Group. On behalf of the companies, a family of companies, and our family, and all the people who work for us, who work tirelessly to make this stuff happen, we truly appreciate all of you showing up and seeing the excitement of something starting. And obviously, when this is done, you can see how beautiful this building is going to be. On behalf of myself, I'm right now the 4th generation in the DeMarco family, and in 1920 we were building a project up on Stewart Avenue, the Bel Air Apartments. My great-grandfather and my great-uncle John DeMarco, my father John DeMarco Sr., myself John II, and my son John III, who's going to be a civil engineer graduate, along with my brother and my nephews, sons, and daughters. We are excited to have a 5th generation working in Ithaca through this project and more. And we've been working with the Crossets and Andy Bodowitz for over 50 years, and it's just a great opportunity to really continue a lifelong and family-long legacy. So with that, we appreciate your support and excited to bring this on for Dr. Stallone and Cayuga Health.
I just want to thank, I'd be remiss if I didn't get this moment to jump in real quick and just thank our design team. I mean, we've had some incredible professionals help us. This has been, as I mentioned, very challenging project, and I want to name Holt has done a fantastic job. The building that you see over there looks incredible, and it's been great to work with, and so thank you to Holt. Passero, and I don't think Jess Sudall, the principal and president of Passero, is able to be here today, but Passero Associates is a civil engineering and also architectural, and did the architectural design on the affordable building, and they've been a partner we've worked with for a lot of years. They did a great job. Whittam Design, Scott's here today, and Scott's been incredible and available at all times as we've worked through this challenging approval process. And so thank you, Scott, and your team, and any other professionals that I've missed. I just think we've really had some great folks helping us, and thank you for all your help to get us to this point. And as we press forward, we look for your help as we bring this to a really exciting conclusion over the next few years. Thank you.
At this point, I'd like to ask Laura Lewis to come up and say a few words, but while she's walking up to the podium, I do want to say that Laura has been an unwavering advocate of the project. Everyone, to be clear, has been supportive, but there are individuals who stand out in their commitment to development, but particularly thoughtful development, and are champions of the idea, and I thought it was fitting that Laura say a few words. So if you would, come up and take the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Stallone. And the mayor sends regrets that he's unable to be here today. However, I'm delighted to be here in his stead. This project is one that is exciting. It has been discussed for 4+ years. And there are many, many people to be thanked. Those thanks have already been expressed by others before me, so I won't repeat, other than to comment that this has really been an incredible partnership. And it has taken the work, the hard work of many, many individuals coming together to develop this whole project. But in particular, I'm pleased that this groundbreaking is for the medical facility, which will be a walk-in facility, easy access. Dr. Stallone said some of us even walked over here today. That includes myself. I've been walking by this site on the waterfront trail for years, and it is so exciting that this is being developed and that there are so many community benefits. I will highlight the benefits of such a mixed-use development. Healthcare clearly is key, as has been mentioned. Housing. To have a project where there is workforce housing and market rate housing is just terrific in the center of the city, where people will have access to shopping. Green Star, as you see, is next door. Aldi's, the Ithaca Farmers Market. Residents and visitors will have access to transit to get them to work, to school, to shopping. The healthcare needs of the community, highlighted, as Dr. Stallone said, during the pandemic, could not be made more evident. We have had a difficult year and a half, and to see the development of a downtown healthcare facility is just very, very exciting. So it is my pleasure to be here representing the city, my colleagues on Common Council. I serve on the Planning and Economic Development Committee. I also serve on the IDA under Heather's leadership. And I can tell you how many partners it has taken to have lengthy discussions about this project and support from so many different points of our community. I am, as has been mentioned, I'm delighted that the Ithaca Community Gardens will have a permanent home. Their lease with the city will be for 30 years, then renewable lease. So this is a project that brings everything good to our community, and delighted to see so many people here today, delighted for the groundbreaking, and now let the building continue.
Okay, this is the part where we get into the ceremonial section of the formal groundbreaking. But because this individual was part of the agenda setting, I didn't want to put him on the formal agenda, but I do want to recognize Tony Votop. Tony is our vice president that spearheaded. You might say all the details, and so I teased Tony that every month or so I got an update, and it usually involved a stack of 200 pages of documents and updates, and it seems like it was nightly meetings, and I think Tony also didn't have as much gray as he does right now when he started this project, but Tony, we appreciate what you did, and it was really wonderful. And I do want to also thank John Turner, who puts on these wonderful events, and every last detail is thought about. John, thank you for that, and John is... begin his element. All right, so now I think the individuals, you know who you are. Come over, grab a shovel and a hard hat, and let's get ready to move some dirt. Actually look some soil. Ten more seconds. All right, thank you. All the individuals who were, I hope this is, you can hear me. All the individuals who just partook are available for media interviews for media. I'd invite everyone to stay and continue enjoying the networking and the socialization, and there are refreshments by the Cayuga Health Nutrition and Dining Department that you can enjoy. So thank you all for coming. This is going to be a great project, and we'll give you updates as we move along. Have a good day.
Stay connected. Make sure you hit the subscribe button.